Yo, yo, getting started. Yo yo! Afternoon. Let's go ahead and get this started. Final Fantasy VI today, followed by Mass Effect, and then we're going to beat Final Fantasy VII. Pretty excited. Alright, so where we last left off, Kefka destroyed the world. If you haven't done Final Fantasy VI before, you spend a good chunk of this game thinking that Kefka's not the final boss. Looking like it's going to be this Emperor Gestalt guy that Kefka follows, but nope. Kefka betrays him, throws him off a cliff, takes the power of the ancient gods for himself. Pretty awesome, actually. Alright, I need to learn Sabin's blitzes. I haven't used him in a while. Advanced has an updated translation, so like you'll notice that this ability, Chakra, is a typical monk ability since Sabin's a monk. I don't think it was called Chakra in the original Super Nintendo translation. That's probably the biggest change. So all the enemies have new names. The menus are slightly different. Alright, so Razor Gale is up, up, right, right, down, down, left. Right, right, down, down. I think we can do that. Well, the Ruin's a pretty junky place to be. Let's see if I did that right. Alright, first try. Overkill in that case, but good to know we can do it. I think we want to take the boat back. Kefka's the best Final Fantasy villain in my opinion. Nice. Pretty good. He's the only one the story really gets you to hate over time. Or at least feel something toward. I never really felt anything toward Sephiroth. Anything I felt bad for the guy. We want to take a boat. It's been a while. World of Ruin. Got Sabin on our party. We can go back and check out the town Sabin was in. If you beat all 8 dragons as a side quest, you unlock Crusader, Final Esper. Which is fairly dangerous to summon, as it not only damages you, it not only damages your enemy, it damages you as well. Alright, we'll go up to the town where we got Sabin. Running away. Interesting, the little baby dragon is called Fafnir. Fafnir is a pretty big deal in Norse mythology. It's a dragon that lives at the base of Yggdrasil, the world tree, nibbling at its roots. Source of a pretty famous legend. I'm surprised they use that name for a tiny baby dragon. Hey Ninja Bags, how's it going? Good to see you, as always. Razor Gale OP. Let's see. Head north along the Serpent Trench. I think that's where we want to go. Let's give that a try. See if it lets us. Sabin's Blitz are quite strong in general. Balanced somewhat. I see the Serpent Trench is above water now. Balanced by the fact that you could screw up the input. He set the world ablaze. This is like a post-apocalyptic. So he initiated an apocalypse, but I guess that he didn't like blow up the entire planet and remove all life from it. So what he did was pretty shitty. Everybody's in like a nuclear winter kind of a situation. Not so much for putting the blitzes in correctly. Have to put them more carefully, I guess. No. Sabin's basically a fighting game character in a JRPG. You have to put in his commands like you would like a Hadouken in Street Fighter. And if you screw it up, he just loses the turn. Must be that way. Right. And he sits in a tower with the Light of Judgment, and he just like, anyone who opposes him, he just shoots this big laser at them and destroys them. Yeah. I would say the world is, it's the end of the world. There we go. Broke my streak. Might be over here, actually. There we go. Getting it back, getting it back. Chocobo Forest? Yes, it is. The Chocobo Forest still sounds perfectly nice. What's up, buddy? Hell yeah. Sure. You keep on keeping on, buddy. I'm sure this area becomes important in the near future. Oops. There we go. As the bridge that was promised. These two new continents are just barely connected. Lots of stuff that was previously underwater is now above ground and vice versa. Kefka's tower is pretty much built from the remains of Zozo. I feel like I'm gonna regret it if I go in this one, because I don't think this is the town we need to be in. Now let's go ahead and do it. If we walk a little bit further, we'll get some more experience for these two characters. Do I have them both equipped with espers? Ooh, gross, I don't. Let me fix that. I think that's correct. Obliz. This wasn't incorrect. We visited this town in the World of Balance. Clearly wasn't all screwed up. What's up? Oh shit, it's Terra. So after the world was destroyed, we were under the impression everybody got knocked off the airship and separated, and good reason to believe that everybody died. It looks like Terra's still alive. You actually don't need to get Terra in your party to beat this game. There is no main character in Final Fantasy VI. And the closest thing in the first chapter of the game, before the World of Ruin, you might expect that Terra is the main character. But nope, everyone is the main character. That's part of what makes this game so rad. Interesting. She had a problem with being able to love people. She's a half human, half Esper. Espers are like the summons. Shiva, Ifrit, that kind of thing. Probably a lot of kids orphaned. Aw, that's sad. It's been about a year since Kefka destroyed the world. So as a soldier we were sending letters for before. What's up, girl? What? It's a much more straightforward translation. They tried to censor the wanton death and destruction a little bit in the SNES version. The Light of Judgment is strong enough to like rend continents asunder. There is a good point. She's protecting the village. Alright, very well. Right. That was their way of censoring it. This translation makes it way clearer that Kefka is just a psychotic murderer. There's no question. No one took this. Welcome. It It's Humbaba, I think it was Funbaba in the SNES version. PH. Doesn't do any damage. What's that all about? She mentioned she lost her will to fight. They're representing that mechanically. See if we can heal her back up to full here in a sec. She doesn't have Cura. Let's just use... Oh, it pains me to use an item, but I just gotta use it. I can't have her die. And Simon, welcome. Okay, it's not so bad. Just have her Runic. I mean, he does physically attack sometimes, but Runic absorbs a magic attack. Ooh, yikes. That's not good. The goal here is to scare him away anyway. Lucky. Very nice. Not sure what the best single target is for him. Razor Gale seems to be pretty decent right now. So he intercepted that with Runic. Can't tell if he like alternates physical and magic or how he handles it. Ouch. Oh shit. That's not good. It's very bad actually. See what happened was I used Runic, and Runic absorbs the next magic attack that's used, including like Cure. So instead of curing the party, just absorbed it and she recovered some MP. So be really careful using it. Ow. Whew. And Runic only lasts until the beginning of her next turn, so we didn't get to Runic that attack just now. Would have been convenient if we did. We gotta keep her maxed out so she doesn't get one shot by 1,000 needles. Use up all my X potions. Nice miss. That'll be what catches us up. We've come to this fight at a pretty tough time in the game because it's just Celis and Sabin. Yeah. Need Humbaba to hit Celis and not kill her. That's not what we needed at all. Cool, we'll get him up and healed up eventually. RNGesus is not favoring us at the moment. Come on. There we go. It's better. Let's see. Would it help to use one of these, maybe? Maybe. Just cast Protect on both of them. It'll help with the solar plexus. Uh-oh. Just have to save and heal him up. Fortunately, Protect doesn't do us any good when he uses magic. So we're okay this time. Let's see, is there anything else we could possibly use? Not really. Try bioing him, though. He looks like the kind of dude that might be Poison Elemental to begin with. Nope. Bio is a good choice. Let's keep doing that. Spam bio and have save and heal. There we go. That was a tough one. Came pretty close. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if 1,000 needles counts as physical damage, but it certainly helped with solar plexus. If you have to visit her once, then you come back later. I don't remember what triggers the change, but you can come back later and give a little bit of a different event. Fenrir Magicite. Ooh. What does Fenrir have? Teleport, banish, and stop. Banish. MP plus 30%. That's pretty impressive, actually. Much as I want Kira. That's a tough call. We'll do that one. That's okay. Yeah, it's fine. Let's just do it. Suck it up. Oops. I'll check the rest of the town. I'm pretty sure there's nothing else here. Kefka destroyed it. Yeah, this is where the soldier was. He went to sleep and didn't wake up, said the kid. I feel like villains ought to win more in stories. More realistic. You can still have the, you know, triumph of hope in the end. Yeah, I've got ultimate weapon on Celis right now. You definitely don't need Terra to beat the game, which I think is pretty cool. I think you just need Celis, Sabin, and Setzer. Maybe Edgar as well. I mean, it would be very hard if you did it that way. You're supposed to have 3 full parties, because when you go to the final dungeon it splits you into 3. But it's cool that it's possible. Phaeton. It's going. Nice. A decent streak with blitzes. So this is interesting. Someone pointing this out to me in chat. I never knew this despite my many playthroughs of this game in the Super Nintendo. Is blitzes, if there's a command that's like a diagonal, that means it will either accept an up, like that up right, will either accept up or right as a valid command. So instead of having to do this like full circle motion, you can just do up, up, right, right, down, down, left, which is a lot easier, especially if you're on a mushy D-pad like I am. Ah, bollocks. That works. Just as good, just cost MP. Blitzes are free. There we go. Interesting. There we go. Hey Kami, how's it going, man? Aesthetic? That was quick. I'm not sure what the RNG seed is for random encounters in this game. In 7, it's typically the step counter. So there is also a step counter in this one, but could be some other factor like the game time. Kira. MP plus 40% though will be a pretty nice upgrade. The Dragon Hunter, you say? Ooh. Ultimate weapons getting nice and long there. Does additional damage based upon your maximum health, and Solace is up to 1600. That's pretty good. Not seeing how much MP she just got. Good. It's pretty important that she have Kira, I think, so. Bismarck, you can, well, I want him to have Raise, I guess. Someone should be getting that MP. Let's just do that. Awesome. I've been trying to avoid hyping myself at all for it. I find that hyping myself for games just, like, I'm setting myself up for disappointment, you know? So I've read almost nothing so far. Oh, interesting. They have very low health but very high defense. So the ultimate weapon did a ton of damage because it ignores defense. That's what makes it so great. Yes, I have. Many, many times. Though it's been a long time since my last playthrough. This was the game on the Super Nintendo that I would just start, beat it, and I would reset it and start it again. This channel, the goal is to play through every good game that's ever been made at least once. And Final Fantasy 6 is pretty high on that list of good games. On the Emperor when we get out. I think it's called an imp in the English translation. It's pretty clearly a kappa, though. Kappa is a Japanese monster. It's like a turtle monster that has a crown on its head that fills up with water, and you can only kill it by getting it to spill the water. Kia. What's that? Sweet. Thanks for the tip, dude. Yep, so that was the Serpent Trench we were just walking on. Game just took a second to load this guy. There we go. I guess Enhancer, right? I'm gonna try to get Mog back right away. Not for any particularly good reason, I just like Mog as a character. We can do Diamond Helm, why not? Really expensive. Sense, I guess. Oh, you get ultimate weapon plus enhancer. Yeah, see, like, you know, if you played the Super Nintendo version, they didn't have the number of characters to fit in ultimate weapon, so it was Atma weapon, ATMA. GBA has the advantage of additional character space, though. I almost feel like I shouldn't buy something from him so he doesn't get butt. Protection shell, I'm critically wounded. I don't think I care about any of these. Thanks, kid. Sedig, what's the last time you played Final Fantasy VI? Gerard, huh? Gerard might be an anagram of someone we've already met. Gerard wants to sneak into Figaro Castle to get their booty. We met these criminals before in Figaro Castle's cells. Right on, Kami. Yeah, next time we play, so I have been playing off stream. I've just been fishing relentlessly. I'm at level 30 fisherman now. But next time we play as a group, we're all gonna just focus on the main story and get as far as we can in it to unlock more stuff. Hey Leon, how's it going? Welcome back. Hey Vince, what's up? Alright, let's just go. Oh hey, it's our buddy. That's Gerard, he looks kind of familiar, huh? Actually, no, I don't think Sabin's actually necessary. I think you can skip him and go straight for Edgar. Pretty sure you need Edgar, though. Hey, D-Rock. Sneaky Celis. Makes sense. Edgar's trying to get his castle back. Yeah, so you can beat the whole game with just Celis, Edgar, and Setzer then, right? Be really, really hard. Ooh, a low level run. Seti, do you stream at all? Back at South Figaro, which actually doesn't look too bad. Little girl stopped coming here. Gotcha. Cool, I've never done any like custom runs of any of the Final Fantasy games. I'd love to do a no sphere grid or minimal sphere grid run of Final Fantasy X sometime. Yeah. From Baba would be really hard if you just had Sabin. Don't think anyone has anything new to sell? Question mark? We'll see. Oh, I stand corrected. Nothing super exciting though. Already have 4 Hermes sandals. Sure. This guy's even cheaper than the dude in the woods. Oh yeah? You have to do a lot of grinding in order to make it work? Or like do Vanish X Zone or Vanish Banish. they renamed it to Banish in the GBA version. So it would be Vanish Banish. Gotcha. Yeah, I won't mess around with it then. I need to talk further inside of, well, there might be a cave up here, let me look. Yeah. This is the one I'm looking for. Didn't really need the chocobo, it was like right next door. That's cool. Got some extra tents still, yeah? I need to replace those soonish. Tent color is related to the person who's in the lead of the party. Hey, it's Siegfried. Also named for Norse mythology. Sakaguchi's a big fan. Gross. Thing in the back corner. Use that as a sprite in my D&D game to represent like a Cthulhu monster. Oh really, Kami? Is there like an upgrade option? Because I already purchased the game. I just haven't started subscribing yet, which I likely will. I'm enjoying it so far. Fat Chocobo, that kind of sells it. Oh, cool. Then maybe I'll just do that. I wanted to check it out to see if I even liked it before I bought it, or paid the extra. Dude, the Fat Chocobo mount, I've seen people running around with it in 14. You check my YouTube channel, you can probably like quickly run through the 3 videos I've put up for 14 so far and see it. Or just Google someone Fat Chocobo mount, it looks really cool. Aw, the bandits fed the turtle. Used to have me a pet turtle. Siegfried's up to no good. Really? That's awesome. Big fan of their dev team. Okay, messed up. No, I got it. But I messed up the blitz input. Here, turtle, turtle. There we go. Don't think you can use that water to heal anymore. I used to be able to. Chest being empty is all thanks to Siegfried. Hey Psych, how's it going? Good to see ya. Ah, boo. Screwing up blitzes. Uh-oh. Did I put that in? Oh shit, that's really bad. He's still confused. Hold on. I think that removes confused, at least I hope so. It was just particularly unlucky because I had just put in the correct input. Heal up after this. Yikes. Not much, not much. In FF6, some more Mass Effect, which was a great success, having people in chat vote on what we were doing, character creation decisions, that kind of a thing. And then we're gonna beat Final Fantasy VII tonight. And attempt, maybe not more than once, but attempt Emerald Weapon. We beat Ruby Weapon yesterday. Took a long time though. While I was preparing, I learned something about Emerald Weapon that I never knew. Oh, interesting. I never would have even realized that was the right... That looks like a secret, not the right way forward. Emerald Weapon has an ability called Airtam Storm that classically will wipe you when you're about halfway done beating him. He uses it as a counterattack to Knights of the Round. And Airtam is materia backwards, which is a clue. The reason it does 9,999 damage to your whole party is what it actually does is 1,111 damage times the number of materia that character has equipped. And almost nobody goes into a boss fight like that without having all of their materia slots full. So you have at least 9 materia, it does 99.99 and just insta-kills you. But, interestingly, you can abuse the attack because you know that it does 1111 times the number of materia you have. You can go into the battle having 9,999 HP and only 2 materia equipped, and when he hits you with it, it'll bring you down to 7777, which triggers the All Lucky 7 status effect that makes you do like 400,000 damage immediately or something like that. Yep. I've actually never seen the All Lucky 7 status effect. Holy shit, Psych. Get to the hospital. I sliced off the tip of my finger once. It was pretty nasty. Later. Yeah, that's the theory. That's the old strategy. I have Knights of the Round now. We didn't grind Chocobos, we just beat Ruby Weapon. When you beat him, you get a gold Chocobo for free. So we're ready to do that strategy, but I might see if I can set up a strategy where we just use all Lucky 7s twice, because that should be enough to kill him. Really, Apex? I never knew about that. I didn't know that Airtam Storm did damage based on the materia you had equipped. It certainly, like, I had the Brady Game strategy guide, which is pretty useless. I just would always just die. Yeah, it ends up doing like 400,000 damage, so if you have 2 characters that have it, it's enough to almost kill him. I think you need to do 1 more hit after that. He has 1 million hit points. How you been, Apex? How's it going? Good time with your folks and your brother? Dante, huh? You should watch my most recent Final Fantasy VII video. About half of it is fighting Ruby. We didn't have any fancy materia. Mostly just abusing the fact that he is susceptible to the paralysis status, so you can just throw dasers at him. Also, I didn't know as a kid what hero drinks really do, but they're a big deal. They you can use them up to 4 times, and they increase your raw defensive and defensive stats. So you can make it so you take almost no damage from them. Ow. Cool. I forgot they were in town, Apex. I don't know if Philip told you this, your brother. I was when you popped into stream and I was playing Conker's Bad Fur Day, like it slipped my mind that they were in town. I was like, I hope he's not like introducing his parents to Twitch by seeing this really crude, offensive scene in Conker's Bad Fur Day. Like, I promise this isn't what it's usually like. It's usually the delight of Final Fantasy VI. But now I know the magic of hero drinks. Kid Marstead certainly did not. Man, gotta stop using that right when I've successfully cast one of those. Fuse isn't screwing around. I want to give him a... I guess I could give him a ribbon? What does he have right now? He doesn't have a Genji glove. Take a look after this battle. Let's see, what's he got? What you got, bro? Oh, Ward Bangle. It's this game's translation of Charm Bangle. It reduces random encounter rate. He's too dangerous without the ribbon, I think. I gotta switch it. Get into more battles, but I can live with it. Yep, Genji Glove is 2 weapons that you dual wield. Ribbon is what it always is. These games, it's immune to all status effects. It usually ends up being the most powerful accessory in the game. Sometimes helmet, depending on the game. Oh, yep. Haste Relic is like, except for Lock, that's on everybody by default. You really only have 1 Relic slot, right? Everybody has Hermes Shoes in 1 slot. At least that's what they call it in this game. I don't remember what it was in the SNES version. Anything that gives you haste or increases your combat speed, I almost always put a focus on in these kinds of games. Make a pretty big difference. Shit. That wasn't very good. Nice parry. You can see that's where they have that red aura on them as they're hasted. Right. Is there an easy way to get rename cards, or is it all like a series of Coliseum gambling? He responded to it. Hooray! Looks like they'd be weak to fire, but I don't have any, so just deal with it. Nice. I mentioned this before, this is my favorite Final Fantasy regular boss music. One of them is immune to ice, but actually absorbs ice, but we can just use it. Uh-oh. Kill that one on the bottom right, post-haste, see which one takes the most damage from that. It's perfect. So Celis can just Lazara the one on the bottom right without hitting all of them. None of them absorb wind. One of them probably absorbs fire though, because we're not using Flame Dance. Ah, bollocks. That chainsaw. Alright. That teamwork. Celos got Kira. Makes sense. We're not going to address the fact that they could have told us. Man, Edgar, I care about treasure. This is his second infraction. His first one he was like, no, let me pay you, you got a family to feed. Bitch, we're trying to save the world. Give me free items. Alright. It would be cool if he kept his, World of Ruin appearance. That's okay. Machinist bro. What you got, buddy? No, he's just not in a bad situation. He gets Hermes, Sandal, and give him the work. Nice, Kami. Secret weapon. Who uses the Soul Saber? No, that's oh. Drains MP and may cast death upon striking an enemy. That's pretty cool. That's all it does, though. Any reason to pull these switches? They're just for show. Schedule update. Mass Effect continues in an hour and 7 minutes. And then at 4 o'clock Pacific time, we're going to beat Final Fantasy VII. Very close to the end. I'm going to give Emerald Weapon one real attempt. We're going to move along and go fight Sephiroth. I'm going to do a combination of the All Lucky Sevens trick along with another trick of using HP Absorb, Knights of the Round, Mime, and Counter materia. Basically it makes it so whenever he attacks you, you automatically counter with Knights of the Round and heal yourself to full. It's actually a strategy I haven't tried before, so I'm interested to see how it works out. Hey, buddy. Nice. Burrowing Fortress. There is also a Burrowing Fortress in my D&D game, which is an unapologetic reference to this game. It uses the same sprite. Alright, Edgar. Fine. Debilitator. That's all we got now. This is the best time to relax, but sure. Glad you guys have similar thoughts. Kami, did you find your eye bleach? Probably find you something on Reddit or Aw. Keep puppies or kitties or something. Alright, this is already across the narrow sea. Cloud, welcome. Yeah, I thought so. Looks like the Velt. Don't think it is though. I think there is just like an R eye bleach as well. No, this is... Oh, it is South Figaro. Wow. Alright. Baby elephants are adorable. Yeah, actually want to ride the castle to the other side. Grab some to drink. We'll be right back. Let's see. Several places we want to check out here. Moose. Alright. Big deal. Oh, I gotta give Edgar an Esper, don't I? Oops. Bismarck? There he is, Bismarck. Let's see. Tough call. She just got Kira, so she can dump that. I want her to have Fenrir, though. You can keep getting a raise, you can get Fenrir. And you, my friend, can have Unicorn, so you get Kira. There's Coliseum. Now, I don't remember any of the bets, and I certainly don't remember any of the bets, given that all the items have been renamed, so maybe I'll pull up a guide later. With what you can bet and what you can get. I renamed Chupon to Typhoon. I think is what his name was supposed to be. He's a summon in Final Fantasy VII. Cool. Or he was anyway. Talked to the Emperor twice. Interesting. Yeah, it was mistranslated as Chupon in Final Fantasy VI for the Super Nintendo. Hey D-Rock, how's it going? Kami or Sedig, do either of you know something that would be really good to bet while I'm here? I'll show you my items real quick. I have everything you should have at this point. Now, one of these you bet in order to fight and recruit Shadow. I don't remember if I have that yet or if I'm going to get it a little bit later. Doing alright, D-Rock? Today's a strong day. 3 games I really, really like. The Final Fantasy VI, Mass Effect, and 7. 7 will run a little bit late if we need to, and go ahead and beat it today. You bid some of the Ninja Blades, see what happens. Might be that last one. I saved the game just in case. I don't think it gives you a chance to back out. It does not. Right. You have to go to that cave where Realm would be if you didn't wait for Shadow, if I remember correctly. Glad they fixed that to Chakra, but oh. Really, Kami? You gotta stop telling me this stuff, man. It's good we didn't get that weapon. Okay, let's start making our way towards Sensor. I'm already pretty hyped to move along in Final Fantasy XIV. I feel like we should just go full steam ahead, go all in on one job, and just max out the story to unlock everything. Sedig, do you play 14 as well? Or have you played 14? Buddies Apex and Matt just started. Hey Claude, how's it going? How's your Friday? Right, you waiting on the expansion? Hey, it's my dude Setzer. The world is astonished slash legs. Sean Connery lives here. World is astonished slash legs. Gotcha, Setig. Everybody's so depressed. Claude, when's the last time you played Final Fantasy VI? Seems like a good deal. Yeah, no, I hear that. I'm trying to keep it casual and scheduled. Like I'm not super interested in the legendary weapon grind, for example. Doing great. Saying earlier, like today is jam-packed. Sometimes I play games that, like, I really love Final Fantasy Tactics, but we're in the part of the game where it's kind of a slog. There is no slog with FF6, Mass Effect, or FF7 though. Especially since we skipped to the Chocobo racing. So it's a good day. Mass Effect in 54 minutes, and beating 7. Oh man, you're missing out. Have you played many of the other Final Fantasies, Cloud? This is my favorite by a wide margin. I think I like all of them from 1 to 10, one exception. Later, D-Rock. Yeah, I'm working on Warrior right now. It's 15 Marauder. Playing for the first time. My Fisherman is actually twice the level of my Marauder. Oh, 4 is a really good game too. And the Moon's pretty tough, especially if you're playing like the original Super Nintendo release in the US. Ten is one that I like more every time I play it. We're gonna get to the HD remake and play that on stream. Play every good game ever made at least once on this stream. We're on Ultros. I forgot that he actually joined my party. I thought he was being like, nah, I'm not gonna join. I should give him something, huh? Okay, let's do Hermes sandals and Genji glove? Question mark. Oh, let's do Genji glove. Chrono Trigger's my jam. I would agree. My favorite game in general is Earthbound. But other than Earthbound, my favorite RPG is Chrono Trigger. Excellent game. We played through that a couple months ago. I don't know if you could guess if I'm a fan of Chrono Trigger or not. Does she not already have diamond armor? Am I crazy? Let me take a look. Next week, Wednesday, the achieved stream donation goal. So we're going to be doing a live Beat Sprite tutorial to show how to make those cool things. It's real easy to go broke here. I actually would use a shield as Edgar, I think that's okay. I have it too, Claude. It's not bad. I don't have any major complaints, really. It's still a good game in that form. I think I like this style of graphics a little bit better, but that would be my only complaint, and it's a minor one. It is my own invention. But if you'll notice when I go into the menu, looks a little familiar there, huh? I ganked it from Final Fantasy VI, the GBA version, and just cleaned it up a little bit to make it fit. The Marstead, though, that's on the bottom right, that is Chrono Trigger font. Need to get a custom logo at some point instead of just the Chrono face. Yeah, I think that's fine, Cloud. I don't think that you're going to get a soiled experience from playing the Android port. I mean, the controls are a little nutty because you're using a touch screen instead of a gamepad. I think it's more important that you play Final Fantasy VI and beat it in your life than that you know, save yourself for the pure experience. Actually, I did it in, I should add that as an incentive. Let me make a note to do that. Teach OBS. Yeah, so I did this in a tool called Paint.net, which it's Photoshop, but it's a very simple, like, pared down Photoshop. It's more like halfway between MS Paint, which doesn't have a lot of features, but is quick and boots up fast and does what you need it to do, and Photoshop, which is super feature rich and kind of intimidating to someone who's not like a graphics enthusiast. So yeah, I recommend Paint.net. It's very lightweight, it's easy to use, has just the tools you need. You can make this with it. Basically what I did is I went into Final Fantasy VI, you know, I opened up this menu, took a screenshot, pasted it into Paint.net, removed all the stuff on the inside, and then just scaled it in OBS. But Cloud, if you have any questions about streaming or setting up overlays or what bit rates to use, you are welcome to ask. I am happy to help. Oh, that makes it much better than Cloud if you're playing Android with a controller. Yeah, that's my only real concern, so. Yeah, GIMP's pretty good too. GIMP, especially if you have a an SSD, because it takes about 45 seconds to boot on a hard drive. GIMP's a good natural progression from Paint.net. Now I'm gonna add I have a couple donation incentives for like live tutorials and that sort of a thing. I hadn't thought of doing one for like an OBS walkthrough. So I could do one live with some people who need help with it, and then just have a recording of it for YouTube. I think when you console stream, you have very little control. I don't believe that there's a way for you to import an overlay. It just uses the default console settings. But don't quote me on that. When I stream from consoles, I'm using a capture card on my PC. Yeah, let me shoot you a follow, Cloud. Seems like a cool guy. Yeah, ask me if I'm streaming, or you can always shoot me a message too if you just have a general question. Happy to help. I'm still figuring it out myself. Alright, sets. Shit, how do I get there's the economizer? Oh no, it's the EXP egg that you get in here. I'm trying to remember how to get it. Don't tell me just yet, I think there's some clues inside. Like with 7, I've beaten 6 maybe 20 times, but I've started 6 maybe 50 times, so I know the first half of the game, maybe up through the op road, like the back of my hand. Less so the later parts of the game. It's been a while. Guy looks pretty undead to me. Oh, that works. Yeah, I mean, if you like streaming and it's not inconvenient for you to do, then if you're going to be playing video games, you may as well stream, right? Would be a waste not to. Oh crap, Malboro. Zombify. That's on the list of things I ain't trying to hear. Sec, guys. Sorry about that, we're back. Yes. Even if you played it on an emulator, the PlayStation version is very bad. I don't recommend playing the PlayStation version of Chrono Trigger because of that. I mean, one of the big draws of Chrono Trigger's battle system is that you walk into the enemy and the battle starts immediately, but in the PS version it's like 3 or 4 seconds. It's pretty irritating. I see. I think, well, I mean, certainly, if you're not a fan, then no worries. I feel like if you own a physical copy of the game, then if you're emulating just for the convenience, and it is certainly more convenient to emulate something like a GBA game than to try to set up some capture equipment on a GBA, which would cost like $300. As long as you own the physical copy of the game, I wouldn't feel too bad about it. I don't think I've streamed anything yet outside of like free play days where I don't own the physical copy. I'd say doubly so if you've purchased the Android version of the game, which is like $15 for a game that came out a while ago. Thanks, Andrea. It's my wife, ladies and gentlemen. Be like, these bad guys are kind of a pain in the butt. And she's like, you're kind of a pain in the butt. Oh, I need to cure Setzer, don't I? Not really sure what triggers them to respawn like that. Well, if you have it on Android, that might be an interesting draw. Now, there's people who come in who are Final Fantasy VI veterans, and very few of them have played this GBA port that I'm playing right now, so it's interesting for them to see the translation for the first time. Similarly, Final Fantasy VI for the Android has updated graphics, which in some cases I prefer the sprite version, but I kind of like seeing the new interpretation of the characters, and I think that might be a good draw for people. It's like, hey, cool, it's Final Fantasy VI. Oh, and I haven't seen these graphics before. Cool, I wonder how they're going to do the next enemy or the next character or what have you. Some of the reinterpretations make some of the sprites a little bit more scrutable, like Bowser certainly makes a lot more sense in the Android version. The naked guys in Locke's subquest make a lot more sense in the Android version. Man, they just really like to zombify Setzer. Ben is doing well. I'd probably, well, maybe the GBA version is definitive if you install some hacks, which is what I've had to do. GBA has two problems natively for Final Fantasy VI. One is that the GBA, when it was originally released, didn't have a backlit screen, so it was very, very dark. And to account for that, they had to oversaturate the colors in the game so that you could actually see anything, because Final Fantasy VI is a very dark game. So you would need to get a hack to fix the ROM to fix the color saturation problem. Two, the GBA sound chip is not as advanced as the Super Nintendo was, so it doesn't sound very good compared to the Super Nintendo version. So I have another hack installed that tries to restore the sound as much as possible to the SNES version. Yeah. Ben usually sleeps with Andrea, my wife. ERAU. That's Squaresoft, isn't it? Is it Square Enix now? Did they change it? Oh, it's not Squaresoft. Okay, let's figure that out. The world is square, I think is what it says. It's a cool little puzzle. Now, Andrea has... we are two people. She has, I don't know, 7/8 of the bed, and I have like one corner up against the wall. Yeah, Cloud, the Android version has the good music. It has the new graphics. If you're not going to play Android and it's your first time, I'd recommend you do Super Nintendo. Like I said, if you own any version of the game, I wouldn't feel bad about emulating it. I'm not sure how difficult it is to stream Android. I haven't done it before. Might not be that bad, actually. I would only frown on emulation if it's a game that you have never paid for and don't own a copy of. Yeah, so Squaresoft is the company that existed prior to the release of Final Fantasy XI, I guess, would have been the first big game. Final Fantasy XI and Dragon Quest VIII. They released this movie called Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within that failed miserably, and to save them, this other company called Enix, which made games like Dragon Quest, ActRaiser, Evo, Illusion of Gaia, they came to the rescue and said, hey, let's merge. We don't want you to go away forever. The world is square. Hidden the growth egg in the side room on the 3rd basement level. Oh, very good. Yeah, I preferred Squaresoft as well. Side room, 3rd basement. Yeah, I have the GBA version, the PS1 version, the Super Nintendo version somewhere. And I have it on my Android phone as well. It's one of my favorite games. Oh, that's the problem. They're just immune to instant death. That's why it doesn't do anything. Super Mario RPG is great. That was one of the first games we streamed on this channel. May as well just have him do slots then. Which I don't know if it's so much on the fact that Square and Enix merged that they haven't been making so great of games, because some of their games are good. Bravely Default was amazing. Dragon Quest VIII was quite good. World Ends With You is a very good game. I think it's mostly Sakaguchi leaving the company, which is around the same time. He's the main producer and like lead creative mind behind the Final Fantasy games. 12 didn't suffer too badly because 12 was basically a tactics or Ivalice game. Oh, I think I have to put the water down and then go down there. Yeah, like, the Paper Mario games are great, but I don't think they're... It's like apples and oranges with Super Mario RPG. Try to use raise on that one in the back. Oh, there's Ben. You were just asking about him, Ninja Moneybags, cat hype. Hi, buddy. Is this what you wanted? This isn't what he wanted. He never asked for this. Mugu Mugu? Ah, Sedenya! It's okay, buddy. You can chill if you need to. Yeah, that's a way to put it, Cloud. It felt like a spiritual successor, then they just kind of went on their own path after that. Buddy, are you trying to, like, sit here? Like, you're taking all this punishment? Never had my cat be this, like, lovey-dovey with me. He loves my wife, and he could, like, couldn't really care less about me. D-Rock's not here, Andrew. Nice. Oh, Lost Odyssey was great. I'm gonna do both Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon on stream. Both were very good games. Good soundtracks too. Yeah, that actually I never finished Lost Odyssey. I got like 70% of the way through because I got in one of those really, really long dungeons that was just like brutal to get through. Like you'd be running around for a couple hours and you die and lose all your progress. You're like, ah. Oh, she's zombified. That makes more sense. So Kami, I know the I didn't ask for this meme, and it's one of my great sins that I've never actually played Deus Ex, even though it would be totally up my alley. So that's one of the games on the list we're gonna be getting to for sure. The combat system in Blue Dragon wasn't super exciting, was it? Could have been better at least. Gotta find a way down there to hit that switch. I just feel like I'm forgetting something. I haven't played any Deus Ex games ever. Watched a friend play a little bit of the first one, so I know the general premise. Mass Effect's not 300 hours. It's actually more like, I don't know, 40 or so, even if you 100% it. Oh, you know, people have probably mastered some of their espers here, huh? Almost. Getting there. Yeah, I feel less bad. He should have one, though. HP plus. It depends. Maybe if you don't know what you're doing. On a subsequent playthrough, more of the like 40 to 100% it. Depends how much driving around you do in the Mako. Yep. Claude's correct in that regard. Certainly my first playthrough of Mass Effect, I spent a very, very long time in it. Like, you know, 100+ hours. But since I know where to go and all that fun stuff, I probably won't be taking all that much extra time. Really, Claude? Engineer finally pays off? I've played Mass Effect many times. Mass Effect 1 the most. I think I only played through 3 once, and I watched my wife play through it once. So I've done Vanguard, and then she was an Adept. So I haven't seen Engineer and late game play for Mass Effect 3. Yeah, no. Vanguard all the way. Actually, so we're playing Mass Effect, right, and we're having the stream viewers pick the major decisions as well as like the character creation. So Vanguard won overwhelmingly with like a 6 to, I think the next highest one was 2. We'll continue that today. We got some choices coming up. We're in the Citadel. Got a decent number of folks in chat who have never seen or played Mass Effect, which is very exciting. Awesome. Yeah, I really enjoyed the multiplayer. I feel like the game probably suffered for its inclusion, but I mean, I still enjoyed what I played of it. And that they, you know, diverted dev resources from other things to focus on making multiplayer viable. Here, right? I think so. Yeah. There it is. So, why don't we give it to Celis? Oh, moneybags! Oh, that pains me! Don't tell me that. We're gonna be starting it in another 30 minutes or so. You can see it from about 2 hours in. If you want to catch up, I have the first episode from yesterday up on YouTube. Yeah, gotta play Mass Effect 1 through 3 back to back. Carry your Shepard over. It's kind of cruel that they give you this cool like instant death ability on Setzer's cards, and then immediately put you in a dungeon where it doesn't work on any of the enemies. No, same here, Claude. It's still my favorite. So I didn't get to share this yesterday. I have this, the Marstead narrative uncertainty principle. My wife, the physicist, helped me to name it. Like, when you're partway through a story and you don't yet know how it's intended to end, in your mind you have a superposition of outcomes. Like, when you beat Mass Effect 1, there's all these different directions they could go with the story. And that feeling of, you know, you have a satisfying ending for Mass Effect 1, but there's all these directions it could go, is great. You also want to have a satisfying continuation, but I don't think any one continuation can beat that superposition of all continuations when you're theorizing, oh man, what are they going to do with this awesome game? So I think that no matter where they chose to go with it, with Mass Effects 2 and 3, it would have been fundamentally unsatisfying. 2 is an excellent game. 3 is mostly an excellent game. I wasn't very happy with the ending, but I've made my peace with it. Yeah, 1, particularly, without spoiling anything, so there's some folks in chat who've never played Mass Effect, and I don't want to spoil anything for them, but the Sovereign conversation and the Vigil conversations in particular, along with the final sequence, the final song, and the credit song, yeah, it was hardcore frisson, the phenomenon where you have chills through your body. Really excited to play it on stream. Yeah, I felt it in 2 as well. Again, being careful not to spoil anything about it. There's a song in 2 called The End Run that plays at the very end. Jack Wall, the composer, is like he's a fucking hero, man. That game's soundtrack is perfect. I was telling folks yesterday that Jack Wall, like, they asked him to do the soundtrack for Mass Effect 3, and he's like, guys, I worked myself to death on 1 and 2. I put out the best content I possibly can. I'm creatively spent. I could do Mass Effect 3 for you, but it wouldn't be my best work, and I wouldn't want to give you a disappointing soundtrack. Yeah, I hear that, Kami. I get that from Portal as well. It's funny, too, but it's also awesome. There's one of my favorite categories of things that are funny and awesome, like Adventure Time is in there. You almost don't want him to get the Jason mask. He's just gonna auto-res here, unfortunately. This one, you mean, Kami? This is the best iteration of Munchkin, by the way, especially if you're an Adventure Time fan. It's very faithful to the source material. And it just so happens that Munchkin rule set is extremely compatible with the Adventure Time universe. Like with the whole gender swapping thing. It just so happened to be within, like, arm's reach of me. Alright. I hear they're making a second one, which would be sweet. Adventure Time started as being like, oh, it's a cute, kind of funny kid show, and it has evolved into, it's like actually really rad. Like, I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen next. That's cool, man. How often do you run into that? God, this song is so sweet. One of the first songs I learned to play on piano. Summon an airship that he doesn't actually have yet. Yeah, it's an angler whelk because it's like an anglerfish, but it's baiting you with treasure. Dragon Claw, there we go. Oh, I don't think that... I don't know if his weapon damage actually applies to his blitz damage, or if they're just completely separate. You can see it working either way, I guess. Malboro. Mugu Mugu? We'll see if we see that. This one says Mesedian Rabbit. I think it was just called Lagomorph in the SNES translation. Which just means rabbit. But if it's from Messedia, it's the town from Final Fantasy IV that Rydia hails from. Maneater. That sounds like... Oh wow, more people can use that than I expected. Right on. Got a pretty important cutscene coming up here soon. After this boss fight. Nice. Here lies Daryl. Sure, Fenrir. I don't remember what Fenrir does. I'll give it a try. What's up, bro? One of the monstrous children of Loki. So the myth of Fenrir is pretty cool. Oh right, it gives you blink. Which isn't so great for magic. Good for physical attacks though. Myth of Fenrir. Loki has this monstrous wolf child. The eponymous Fenrir. And it's really dangerous and no one's able to chain it or bind it in any way. So they ask the dwarves to help them out. And the dwarves make this magic ribbon called Glopnir, which is made from a bunch of things that don't exist. It's like the myth is intended to explain why their cats don't have a footfall, for example, is one of the ingredients. Oh, thank you for the follow, Claude. I didn't even see, it didn't pop up for me. I didn't hear a sound effect. Good to have you. I can start you a follow too. I'll check you out when you go online. I'd like to see the later parts of the Android version of Final Fantasy VI. Hey Thunder Sheep, how's it going? Anyway, so they make this ribbon Glopnir, in order to bind the wolf Fenrir. And they bring the ribbon to him. They've tried binding Fenrir and all these different things like chains and rope, and he always breaks his bonds. So like, hey, Fenrir, let's bind you with this ribbon. And Fenrir's a smart guy. He's like, you guys are up to something fishy. I'm not gonna let you try that. He said, all right, fine, you can try it, but one of you has to show good faith by putting your hand in my mouth while you bind me with the ribbon. And none of the gods are willing to do it. They're all too afraid. Except for Tyr, T-Y-R, is the namesake of Tuesday. This should be Tyr's day. He is the brave one, so he volunteers to put his hand in Fenrir's mouth. They bind him, he can't escape from Gleipnir. The ribbon bites Tyr's hand off. So whenever you see depictions of Tyr, he's always depicted as missing a hand. Yeah, that's the worst when that happens. Save real quick, I'll head back. Welcome back, sitting. "17 minutes. We're switching over to Mass Effect with stream support. Be voting on the decisions we make as we go along. And then from 4 to 6 Pacific, it's Final Fantasy VII. We're going to be beating it today, even if we run a little over time. I don't know how random the slots are. I believe there's some manipulation involved because there's speedrunners who will abuse slots. I'm just not familiar with the mechanics around it. There's my pop-up 5 minutes later. Thanks again, Claude. Good to have you. Hope to see you around. My wife is clairvoyant. This is a really cool scene. Like, think about how this scene is shot. Think about the cinematography of this, if you can call it that, in an SNES game. Having this long stairway in the bottom right corner of the screen and projecting memories on the background, it's very clever. Is that it, Sedek? So you can try to manipulate it, but the game tries to go out of its way not to match it? I've seen it where I'll just mash the button and it'll automatically give me one. Really? How does that work? So you use an echo screen on someone while they're slotting, I guess? So Setzer had this friend and rival named Daryl. She was a hotshot airship pilot. They had raced each other around the world back in the day. Yeah, Setzer. That's new to this translation. Interesting. Oh, thanks for the info, Setting. That's cool. How does your low level run work? Do you run away from most battles, basically? Like, how do you gauge success of a low level run? What level do you need to be when you fight Kefka? Setzer used to be a softie. Sword too high, like Icarus. Is the goal to, like, only gain experience from those battles and those battles alone, I guess? I love this song. Interesting. Wow, that seems pretty hardcore. Poor GBA, even with the hack trying to fix the sound, it's still trying as hard as it can to do the SNES version of the song. Yeah, why don't we do that one first? Any reason for Gao? Does he, like, scale up with the person he's raging as? That's pretty impressive. Are there any, like, serious threat points that will hold up the run? I'm guessing it's just a low-level run, not a speed run, so... Like in speedruns, for example, the floating continent's fairly dangerous because you can get into the fight with the two ninjas that can just use their scroll attack and insta-kill you. Really? I think Gao is my least used character in my many playthroughs of this game. I like how that theme music is simultaneously, like, hopeful and kind of sad. Ooh. They added a jumbo cactuar to this version of the game. There's a couple endgame content they added, like I think there's an extra dungeon you can do. Gotcha. I guess it would just be stressful if it was a speed low level run. To the right of the treasure chest. Let's remove that. That's pretty cool. If there's any game, the goal is play through every good game at least once, with minimal repeats. But if there's any game that I'm comfortable repeating, it's Final Fantasy VI, then Chrono Trigger. We'll do the DS remake of Chrono Trigger at some point. Once I get my capture card. It remains en route. I sent them another status update request, Katsukitty, today. Try Gao. Yeah, know my boy Gao? I have never played Vagrant Story, which is one of my many sins. I do intend to correct that sin at some point on stream. It is on my list of games to play. Really? Really what I want to use? No, the raw attack is higher, so... He's not using jump right now. Remember right, Locke is one of the toughest characters to get back. Yeah, way to Velt that. Easy character to get back in the party. Cool, got it. Don't think the Falchions... No, the fact that it sometimes blocks attacks seems pretty useful. Not really focusing her in magic in any other way. Yeah, it's significantly more damage, so we'll use that for now. Angel Asukara, how's it going? Good to see you again. Interesting. She's being chased before. So you remember, in Moblas, we were sending letters for this soldier guy, because he was too sick to move. And when we visited there, and we met Terra, we found out that he died when the world ended, or when there was the apocalypse. So, the soldier sending her letters is dead. Doing quite well. How ridiculous is the heat? A lot of flowers. It's probably not true. Yeah, no more real flowers. Oh geez, I'm sorry. That sounds awful. I can do cold. Cannot do heat. Art thou well? Thou? Kami, I want to be where you are. You can always add more layers if you're cold. You can only remove so many when you're hot before you get arrested. Or you join the Bolton clan. Yeah, no kidding, Asukara. Columbus, like, living there one day it might be freezing and the next day it might be in the mid-60s. Who knows? One day, blue skies. 3 weeks of gray skies. I don't know, that sounds kind of awesome, Kami. Maybe I'm speaking from ignorance. Where are you? Is it like Alaska? Well, no, because you use Celsius, so probably northern Canada or Europe, yeah? Oh, this is just a rad song. How helpful that someone just gave me a tip about Zozo. All of Canada is northern. I suppose that's fair. Gets down to negative 40 Celsius in all of Canada then? We don't like the border of like Wisconsin. I didn't appreciate how much of like the far, far north, extreme north of Canada is just open wilderness. Like essentially frozen desert. It's not too bad. Hey Matt, how's it going, man? Alright, I don't think I'm gonna get much further into Zozo in 3 minutes, or at least I'm not gonna get to another save point in 3 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and save outside, and we'll switch over to Mass Effect. Because you have to give me a quick second. I am doing Mass Effect from the 360. Simply because that's where all my DLC is. Yeah. Yeah, I'm from northern Illinois, and then later from Ohio. Ohio is also extremely flat. Very good for farmland as a result. So the most extreme possible move I did was moving from flat, flat, flat Ohio to like steep, steep, steep San Francisco. Gave away my stick shift car before I moved. Alright, save and Mass Effect. Let me update some stuff and we'll be good to go. Be right back. Still here, my cat's just very good at unplugging my things. Hold on. There we go.